Welcome to the episode on the Duncombe House garden. Today I'm going to tour you around, show you areas that you've probably not seen before, all the outdoor areas, give you an idea of what we're planning for the gardens. But on that, I am not a gardener. Please do not hold me to anything. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm also very open to your ideas. I feel like after having this place in our mind for years, I've kind of planned out what I want, and then sometimes family and friends come and they're like, oh, actually, have you thought about that? And it's a much better idea than mine. So please give me your ideas. I want them. So to start with, we're at the bottom of the garden. So this is our boundary along here. I've got the orchard behind me and the paddock to the side. So along this boundary is where we're wanting to plant a hedge. Thinking something like cherry laurel, which grows really fast, is really hardy. However, hedges are a lot more expensive. I'm realising in my adult life, and this is about 100 metres of hedge here that we would need, and it's coming out of thousands. So we're saving up for it. But very kindly, some of our family members have been like, what can we buy you as a wedding present? And everyone is contributing to our hedge fund. So it's quite nice because like Jack's grandma's buying us like a metre of hedge. And so we'll be able to look at the hedge eventually and be like, oh, that was from Enid. So yeah, slowly by surely we will get a hedge. Right, now this is one of the old driveways to the house. It's no longer in use, we don't need it. So what I want to do is rip it up and grass over it. But actually what I was going to ask, if anyone knows, would I be able to just topsoil and then put grass on, or do I actually need to rip up the concrete? Because that's quite a big job and a lot of money. So let me know if that's possible or not. Okay, so I'm going to go into the paddock. So here, at one point they did actually have sheep in here, so we definitely could do some animals or something. I think for the moment we're just going to try and tidy it up, plant some more fruit trees and kind of tie it in with the orchard next door, because once this road's here there won't really be this kind of divide between the two sections. On that note, obviously we want the hedge to carry along all the way along here. However, we have some really great trees here that I really don't want to get rid of, but they are literally directly in line of where the hedge is going to go. So I don't know if it's possible to move a tree. I mean, they're still quite young, some of them, especially this one, this oak one here. I kind of want it here because then I could have the hedge and it would still offer that cover. I'm not sure if you can just lift it up and plonk it somewhere else. Again, if anyone's done that before and how easy it is, then please tell us in the comments. Right, I'm going to head up to the house now, and like I said, this won't be a drive anymore, so picture this as just lush grass green. Quincy, come on. So as we approach the front of the house, so how you actually access the house is this way. So the drive comes to my left hand side, which means that people kind of enter from the back of the house, which is just rubbish. I don't think you get the kind of drama of the front of the house. So picture this, no scaffolding, gate fixed, maybe a few lights. It will look fantastic. So what I'd like to do is kind of carry on this path that comes out, and so that when people park their cars, they kind of park their cars to the left, kind of facing the orchard, get out of their car, and then we'll walk round here, and then showstopper, house looks great, everything's perfect in an ideal world. We actually have some more of this, these stone slabs, like the original ones, so we think we're going to try and carry them out. Hi Borja. And yeah, carry the path out, and then maybe put lights on the path. That's my initial thoughts. Again, any other ideas, let me know. Right, now I'm going to go this way. So, as we go up to the front of the house, the gardens are really going to be kept here pretty much exactly as they are. Obviously, we've done a lot of work with Green Thumb to get these lawns in a much better position, and they're looking brilliant now. Don't mind the cats. I've obviously been clearing a lot of the ivy, and apart from that, we're just kind of maintaining and enhancing these areas. We've got the lavender either side of the steps, which I love, and then here at the side of the front door, got a plant pot. You need to put a plant in that, and then I'll take you this way round the other side of the house. Clive, right above us, of course, main character. As we come round here, this will probably be another area that we can park our car in. Eventually, this will be re-gravelled of something, yeah, TBC on what we'll do with that. Behind me we have the coach house, which will be re-rendered, re-roofed. There's a lot of work's going to be happening on these outbuildings, so actually we don't really want to do too much of the gardening work around them in the planters because there's not much point. But eventually I'd like to replant this with some maybe like rhododendrons or something, or hydrangeas. I'm a big hydrangea fan, as you'll hear me talk a lot about wanting them. Then here we have some of these amazing stone troughs next to all this rubbish, and what I would love is to have a what's it called? Wisteria. I'd love to have wisteria going all up this wall. So obviously picture this with original proper lime render on, all the roof done, and then a huge wisteria growing up. I know this is going to take like 20 years, but I'm just dreaming big, and I just think that would make such a showstopper for this kind of courtyard area. I don't even know if it would survive there. It does get half the day it gets the sun. Okay, so that's the back of the coach house, and then so here, the wash house. We have this incredible, this is where I need Jack with the Latin names, or even the names, to be honest, at this point. This is how much I am not a gardener. I don't know what this is called, but it's fantastic, and we are looking after it as best we can. We're pruning it back at the right time, and now it looks amazing, but towards the end of the summer it goes like a burgundy red, and it looks like the colour of red wine, and it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, we definitely want to keep that intact. So I'm actually going to take you through the back way, which we probably don't show that much. Ignore the sinks, that is not a urinal, that's been pointed out a few times. It's the sinks that we've saved from the house that are going to be going back in. Secret passage, ivy, so much ivy, destroying the walls. Here you might recognise from one of our other videos, we took down the ivy. There was actually an entire planter surrounded by the ivy that we took down. It let in so much more light into this area of the house. Here we have my hydrangeas that you'll see another video me feeding and trying to give them a boost for the summer. That's the cellar. That's TBC on what we're doing with that. And then as we come round here, actually this is interesting. So originally there's a spring that feeds these two troughs, and then the water goes down here under the path and pops out in the pond. Now this is what the previous owner told us. We're yet to figure out how this works or where it comes from, because there's definitely water in the pond, but there's not water in these planters, so that's on the to-do list as well. Originally there was a sundial. Sadly it's been ripped out, but we are going to replace it with a bird bath from my grandmother's house, which will be lovely when we get around to getting that. Next, behind me is the gargoyles, which very exciting things to come about them. I don't want to say too much because we've been working with a historian to find out lots of information about them, but we actually think they might be older than the house. They might have been taken off a previous building. Still doing research into that, and I'll let Jack tell more about that in his videos because he's much better with particular dates and details. There's lots of hidden paths in this house, which is one of the things I really loved, is that it feels a bit like the secret garden, that everywhere you go there's little paths. So this path takes us to the greenhouse. Fruit trees, I think they're pear, I'm not sure, that looks like a pear, could be a pear. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of kind of the working gardens. We've got the greenhouse here, as you will see, in need of some TLC. It is on the to-do list. I'm trying to get round to it, but I have all the boring stuff to do first. Behind me is the, what do we call it? We call it the potting shed, the bothy, and there's a log store as well. Now, we actually haven't even been in this potting shed because it's so full of ivy, you can't actually get through. So we really want to clear it out. The only thing is that I actually think the ivy at this point is holding the building together. so that's a concern. Here we have a really adorable original gate post that will go out to the paddock. I am thinking about adding another one in a bit further up, just so you can see through the paddock a little bit, but we'll see if we can get that in. Right, watch your step, videographer, through here. So here we have some of the original brick planters. So these would have had great big kind of wrought iron and glass lids on the top. They'd have been absolutely incredible, and I really want to bring them back to life. I think they're going to probably be a lot more work than I realise. But if anyone has seen anyone restore any of these like outdoor planters, please send me the videos, put it in the comments, let me know, because I'd love to see how people get these back. Yeah, it's on the to-do list. Oh, right, the plants. So now the showstopper piece, the Harry Potter greenhouse. I put on my Instagram story that these are weeds, and I was very quickly humbled and told that they're mullein, something like that. Anyway, apparently they have very good healing powers. So again, shows how little bit I know. So this is the greenhouse. This is the first thing I saw before we actually bought the house, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Hello, darling. I can't wait to get it back working. I can't wait to get some maybe lights in it, to restore the woodwork. Our joiners have looked at it and said actually it's not in that bad a condition. There's a few bits that need replacing, and then I can start growing stuff really. So I hear tomatoes are easy for a beginner. This is where I really would need to go on like a beginner's gardening course or something, because I just genuinely don't know where to start. The last thing I grew was cress in year 7 at school, so it's been a while. Now I'll take you to what we believe was a secondary greenhouse. So there's still part of the flooring here, but nowhere near as beautiful as that floor there. It might have been added in at a much later date, but there's still the footprints of the old greenhouse. Now what we'd like to do here is, okay, picture this in my mind's eye. We have seating here, built-in bench seating, because it's also a little bit hidden into the bank, hidden by the wind. Sit here, maybe another seating area here, so like 2 seating areas where the sides of the greenhouse would have been, and then here maybe like a huge chimney with a pizza oven inside, or fire, pizza oven, barbecue. And this is actually where we've kept the original Arga that came out of the house, the green one, which is just very on brand for our colouring. And maybe we thought about using the Arga as part of a feature here, building it into the barbecue area. Not sure, but anyway, that would be how. Ooh, more cast iron gutters. I need them. It's a great find. Okay, so as we go here, we've got some more of these incredible stone planters. I can't wait to see these with vegetables growing. I'm being very ambitious about my gardening that I know nothing about. So also, as you can see here, all the paths have kind of over time been covered in concrete, which they'd have done probably to make it easier for wheelbarrows and things like that. I mean, I'd love to redo all the concrete and maybe light over with some like proper tiles or something, or proper big slabs, something that's just a bit more attractive than obviously the bare concrete. And then it's so weird, like there's so many areas where there's like some absolutely beautiful original features, and then there's just like concrete breeze box. So yeah, over time we'll get to replace with them, but sadly it's probably not going to get done this summer. Okay, then over here up on this lawn, I wanted to show you this because this garden is completely south facing. So we're so lucky that it's south facing, but it's also completely like hedged in, so you get total privacy. But the view from over there is spectacular. Throughout the seasons when that changes, and in autumn when all the trees go like a really vibrant red, it's just incredible. Oh, what I'd also like to do is put a Christmas tree here. So imagine a Christmas tree here with all the like just outdoor lights on it, so that when you're inside I'll be able to see it glowing. It's the dream. I've got a dream.
You've got to have the Christmas tree.
Got to have the Christmas dream. So again, we're going back down the paths here, and again, if anyone's got any ideas how I can not rip up this concrete and maybe put something over it, maybe bricks in a chevron style, maybe. Here we have this huge bed. It's a huge stone bed, and at the moment it's kind of a mix of weeds and overgrown. I'd like to plant that with plants. So I'm such a gardener, I know exactly the plants that I want to plant it with. So again, what should I be planting in there? I really like white flowers, maybe a mix of height, but this is such an impactful kind of planter that I really think we could kind of go to town on it and do something amazing. We have the little pond that I told you about earlier. So here we've done a bit of planting. Some things survived, some things clearly haven't. This is kind of a shell, which is quite unusual. But yeah, I definitely want to get some things growing and overflowing in this space, and just kind of fill it with flowers, because especially as you come around the corner, it's kind of the main feature. But I don't know what to plant. So, hello. As you'll see, the cats love a tour, and they will just follow me around at all times. So I think next we'll go back past Clive and the swing, and I'll take you to the drive, because then you can properly see how it all plays out when you pull in, and how I would like to change it so that you drive and enter from this way. I need to fix that. So yeah, actually while I'm here, you'll see this view of the orchard. Now this, where all the estate fencing is, down this side, that was completely overgrown with brambles and just stuff that had never been cleared for years. So one of the first jobs we did with the help of Rob was to get it all cleared out, and it's made an entirely new view, which I didn't even really know was there. Obviously we've got the estate fencing, some of it needs fixing, but I actually quite like it looking a bit ramshackle down there. This is also where Jack wants bees, because we haven't got enough on, we now need bees, but he would love to be able to make some Duncombe House honey. So let me know if you'd be interested in Duncombe House honey. He thinks it's going to be the goose that lays the golden egg, but I see it as a hell of a lot of work, and neither of us know what we're doing with bees. Anyway, so into the drive, we have this beautiful skip here, really adding a touch of elegance to proceedings. So along this bank here, so this is obviously the main entrance where we'll drive in. Eventually, this drive will be redone, because it is a bit of a nightmare. It's kind of giant slabs of concrete in this far corner. I'll actually show you this. Where the gutters are, you can see huge, great kind of cobblestones. So we think originally the entire drive was these amazing cobblestones, and that perhaps over years they've just concreted over it to make it more of a smoother surface. So I don't know if there's a way of getting them back. I feel like that would be quite a job, just chipping away at the concrete. Anyway, so this bank down here along the whole side of the drive, that's pretty much staying as it is, and what I'd love to do is plant some rhododendrons all the way down there, because I think if you enter the drive and that is just a real showstopper. Either that or hydrangeas, but I don't know if hydrangeas would work there, but they get a bit of sun, a bit of shade, I don't know. As we go up here, you'll see the main drive, and again more of the estate fencing here, which is in a much better state. So behind me is the main driveway, which I'm sure you've seen on plenty of my stories. It's the most fantastic entrance. What I would love to do, which I feel like is becoming my catchphrase, is tree line it, put some trees down it, which would be beautiful, maybe with some lights in, like up lights or something like that. But I don't know how that would work. I think JJ will have a fit if I talk about lighting up trees all this way away. Hello, Borja. But yeah, the views from here, obviously we're completely surrounded by fields, but also the views across the valley are brilliant. One thing I am going to mention that we are going to get rid of, we have a speed bump on the drive. And when I spoke to the previous owners, they told me a funny anecdote about how their mother, who lived here, she used to get quite annoyed with how fast the postman used to drive down the drive. Apparently he would come at a ridiculous pace. This was many years ago. So she actually decided to put a speed bump out. And I think the first day he went flying over it, and from that day forward went a lot slower down her drive. So I quite like the passive aggressive, I'm going to put a speed bump out. However, it's extremely annoying, so we do want to get rid of that. But yeah, so we're back at the kind of the front to the house, the entrance. Let me know what you think, let me know your ideas, if there's different layouts you can think of. I really am open to them. I don't know what I'm doing, whether it comes to the garden or anything else really. So yeah, give me lots of comments, lots of feedback, and yeah, hopefully we can start chipping away at the garden now and creating a master plan.